You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the forecasts for your area. To upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Hot Singles in your area. Hot Dave Singles. Get the Wendy's app and take home a Dave single today. This program is brought to you by Share Lawyers.
Well, we are entering the long weekend, the unofficial start to summer, and it has been feeling like that across the GTA. A beautiful sunrise coming out of Burlington, and where you want to be is right by the lake throughout this long weekend. Temperatures feeling a lot closer to that 30-degree mark as we head into this afternoon. Lots of heat, lots of humidity to kickstart our long weekend. Zooming out, however, other portions of the country have not been so lucky. Yes, that system is encountering colder air across the prairies. That's why we're seeing heavy snowfall and ice push into parts of Saskatchewan. However, heavy rainfall across northern Ontario and a thunderstorm threat across southern Ontario as we head into Saturday. This will be widely scattered in nature. Not everyone will see a storm out of this one. And then heading into Sunday morning and afternoon, a sharper cold front slices through the region, and this one will interact with some unstable air as well. So risk of thunderstorms as well, certainly across southwestern Ontario into the GTA as well for Sunday afternoon. Temperatures, however, across the south still very warm, several degrees above seasonal for this time of year. We should be around 20 degrees for Toronto. There's a closer look at the thunderstorm threat. Heavy rain, small hail, all threats within the storms, and the winds will become stronger as we head into Sunday, and that's with the passage of that cold front. So we'll likely welcome in some cooler air for a holiday Monday, Victoria Day, closer to that seasonal mark. Now, have you heard of the invasive plant that has been taking over the city of Toronto? Take a look at this. This is quite interesting.
Anytime you pick that and smell that, garlic smell. It's a good indication that you're dealing with garlic mustard.
Garlic mustard is an invasive plant taking over Toronto, but it's also quite tasty. It was intentionally introduced in the 1800s as an edible plant, and its garlicky flavor makes a great addition to salads or sandwiches. But now, it threatens our ecosystem.
It does release allelopathic chemicals into the soil, and these are chemicals that hinder the growth of other native plants and particularly of valuable fungi in the soil that can help native plants really grow and thrive. It also carries some viruses that can spread particularly to crop plants.
If you stumble upon garlic mustard, there are a few things to keep in mind.
Because perhaps, there's something in that area that might make that plant unsafe for consumption that you might not be aware of.
If it's on public property, it could have been treated with pesticides or other harmful chemicals. If it's on your own property, you can either forage or remove the plant entirely.
The best and most commonly used method of control is actually pulling, which is really something that we're all familiar with when we're pulling weeds in our garden. So you can simply pull it, and you really want to make sure you're carefully gripping the plant from the base of the stem to remove as much of the root from the ground as possible.
Once you've removed that plant, it's equally as important that you dispose of it correctly in a landfill or industrial compost facility.
Scientists just discovered a newest, largest iceberg in the world. Iceberg A76 broke away from the Ron ice shelf on May 14, 2021, and was spotted in satellite images. With an area of 4,320 square kilometers, A76 is significantly larger than any other current icebergs, and it is among the largest icebergs ever seen in the satellite era. Although the calving of A76 was not necessarily directly caused by climate change, the rate of ice loss in West Antarctica has scientists sounding the alarm about the impacts of global warming.
Well, happy Friday, and thanks so much for joining us on TV here at the Weather Network. Our experience on TV has changed a little, and we would love to know what you think about it. So if you have some time this weekend, head to this website here, theweathernetwork.com/survey.
For our blind and low vision viewers, the Weather Network offers regional audio description weather reports during our local forecasts on the 10s.
Polident Cleaning Challenge number 1. No matter how often you brush your partial with toothpaste, Polident will still give you a better clean, as it kills 10 times more bacteria than regular toothpaste. There's clean, and there's Polident Clean.
Lose the banana and get a grip with TrackSafe Anti-Slip Sealer by Deitch Coatings. Treat slippery pool decks, walkways, steps, and even tile. It's the fast, easy way to make surfaces safer at home or business. Get TrackSafe through these and other retailers.
It isn't about escaping life. It's about finding it.
Subarus are made to grow with you. Voted Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand 7 years running. That's a Subaru.
Have you ever heard of pickleball?
I love pickleball. I'm not a big sugar guy. It's just oat milk.
You're kidding me right now. You know you're gonna have to dance when we meet.
I don't know about that.
Start something great. Try Match. Start for free today. 18 plus.
When you need to go here, there, or really anywhere. When you're on the go, trust Clorox on the go.
I thought it only right that I tell you my story. Maybe this ain't the start of things, but the end.
You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the forecasts for your area. To upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Echo Power Equipment. Superior work demands superior products, backed by an industry-leading 5-year warranty.
Flooding rains in this force of nature. But first, we've been highlighting the snow in Alberta and Saskatchewan this week, but our neighbors to the south have been seeing some unusually cold weather as well. This is Reno, Nevada, where snow in May is rare, although it does happen occasionally. Snow is less rare in Montana, but that state is about to get walloped. In fact, the forecast calls for up to 45 centimeters of snow by Saturday. The National Weather Service issued warnings and advisories for central areas of the state, with higher elevations seeing the most significant accumulations. In Texas, it's been rain and not snow that has been problematic. Millions in the southeastern part of the state were under a flood watch Wednesday after 75 to 125 millimeters of rain fell on Tuesday night, and more is coming.
It is an extra happy Friday. We are entering our long weekend, the unofficial start to summer. And yes, it has been feeling a lot closer to early summer across the southern Great Lakes. Here's a view of where we see that active weather. It's a plume of moisture that's sitting over the upper Great Lakes. So heavy amounts of rainfall for northern sections of the province, but across the south, we are well into that warm sector, and that's exactly where we will start to see the temperatures climb right back up to 30 degrees. Overnight lows still quite mild, close to that 20-degree mark. And then as we head into Saturday morning, an isolated chance of some showers, building cloud cover, that clears out ever so briefly, and then pop-up thunderstorms push in across the region as we head into Saturday afternoon. And then comes the second round of the moisture, and this is all associated with a stronger cold front that will be slumping south across the region early Sunday and throughout the afternoon hours as well, where we will see the return of some isolated showers and thunderstorms as well. Notice the colder air that pushes in across northeastern Ontario. That will eventually make its way across the south, but we will likely see another warm day on Sunday. And again, not a washout. When we get these hot, humid days, we see pop-up thunderstorms, not an all-day washout by any means. So don't cancel your plans outdoors if you do have any this weekend. Colder air arrives with this sinking cold front as we get into more northerly winds, and these will be quite strong at times as we head into late day Sunday, early Monday. For holiday Monday on Victoria Day, we are looking at closer to seasonal values across southern Ontario. Now it's time to share your weather.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be a true Canadian long weekend, the May long weekend, if we weren't talking about snow, right? So that's why I want to take you up to Iqaluit in Nunavut. Yeah, that's the before. Now, that's the after. A little cleanup, that's what Connie called it, of some fresh snow. And I was just looking at your forecast, and unfortunately, through the whole long weekend, you are staying below the freezing mark. We've also been talking snow throughout Alberta into Saskatchewan, and then we've got some special weather statements for heat in Ontario. This is Tweed. What a cutie there. I'm sure he's going to enjoy the long weekend. Now let me show you what Burlington has been looking like. This edition of Share Your Weather showing you so much beauty. Lake Ontario has been just so nice and calm in the morning, like a sheet of glass. Just a beautiful sunrise. That was on Thursday morning. We take you to Quebec now. Oh, a little family of ducks. They are out getting ready for the long weekend. The whole crew is together. And of course, with some social distancing regulations starting to let up, you know, you can gather with 5 people now in Ontario. Looks like we're getting into some better news, right? And certainly a beautiful scene here. How gorgeous is this? Taking a look at some of the auroras. And our last video before we go, we thank our viewers so much, by the way, for connecting with us. Pat Beaton showing us Nanaimo, British Columbia, the simplicity of a blue sky with a little bit of cloud. Love it.
Roll right up, right track.
Storm Center informs you about upcoming severe weather.
It is so windy right now.
Whether you're on our app, website, or watching on TV, stay safe and prepared with Storm Center.
With Scott's Turf Builder Custom Grass Seed, all you have to ask yourself is, what kind of lawn do you want? Use Scott's Relaxed Seed for a low-maintenance lawn that needs less watering, fertilizing, and mowing. Grow the lawn that's right for you.
Allergy symptoms hit fast. Suddenly, your nose is stuffy. Your face is an endless stream of tears. Oh no, it's allergies on 4 fluffy legs.
Good thing you have triple benefit Reactin Rapid Dissolve. When allergies hit fast, Reactin acts fast.
The old-fashioned whiskey cocktail. Perfectly crafted by J.P. Wiser's. Easily enjoyed at home by you.
Just remember, your life is more than a to-do list.
Anna's Starbucks Pike Place Roast. Made her favorite way at home. Starbucks coffee. Make it yours at home.
Hi, I'm Carly. With GoDaddy websites plus marketing search tools, it's easy to find my site on Google, so my business gets more attention. Pick it up, Andre. Start your website for free with GoDaddy and make your business a star.
We always thought we'd have 2, but the third just kind of happened.
That's our middle one, real handful.
Came home with a tattoo one day. Jim plays hockey, but we wanted them to pursue their own passions. We're just happy they're not parked at the mall all day.
Oh. Where have you been all weekend?
Don't you use that tone with me.
The new 2021 Subaru Crosstrek. born to adventure.
You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the forecasts for your area. To upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Salon Paws for effective relief.
Well, today is a great day, the Friday before the long weekend. Nadine and Chris, they've already started their long weekend, so you're stuck with us. Rachel and Jesse here with you today. And Jesse, you know, for many people, May 2-4, that is the unofficial start of summer, getting outside, enjoying the sunshine. We're going to have the national forecast. Not everyone's going to need sunscreen this weekend, we can put it that way. But for so many Canadians, you know, that summer glow is really getting going now.
It is, Rachel. It is going to feel more like summer across parts of the country. I can't wait to get into this forecast because it is going to be absolutely stunning for some, for others not so much, but this is a gorgeous view of the lake, Rach.
It is. This is Kidston Lake out in Nova Scotia. Nathan Coleman was able to capture that for us. And Jesse, we've got a lot more lakes to chat about, don't we, through the next 3 minutes?
We do. And you know what? This is the unofficial start to summer. This has everyone excited. You want to head outdoors and take a look at your own lakes in your own backyard, or maybe venture off. Here's some of our bragging rights to post on social media. Take a look at this.
Here are 8 great Canadian lakes you've got to visit. Garibaldi Lake, BC offers hiking trails that wind around mountains, glaciers, and waterfalls. As a wildlife protected area, you might catch a glimpse of a few furry friends.
Okanagan Lake, BC has sandy beaches, beautiful pine trees, and panoramic views. Moraine Lake, Alberta is a stunning shade of blue due to the refraction of rock flower deposits. It's best to visit mid to late June for peak views. Lake Winnipeg, Manitoba is an incredible place to take in northern lights. There's plenty to do, ranging from canoeing and water skiing to relaxing on the dock with a good book. Lake Champlain, Quebec. It's an incredible lake that stretches from Quebec into the U.S. states of Vermont and New York. Great Slave Lake, Northwest Territories is a spectacular lake and is the deepest in North America at 614 meters. Brador Lake in Nova Scotia is almost completely surrounded by hills, mountains, and trees. Lake Muskoka, Ontario is known for its amazing sunsets and incredible cottages. It's a great place to spend a lazy day on the dock.
So many hidden gems in our country. Rachel, you asked me earlier what was my favorite lake that I got to see. And this, I take you to the west coast of British Columbia, the Joffre Lakes. These were absolutely stunning glacier-fed lakes that I happened to stumble along. And there were absolutely gorgeous hikes along the way. Rachel, what's your favorite?
Oh, you know what? I have to say, my favorite lake, we take you to Georgian Bay, Killbear Provincial Park. You watch the sunset here. Summer just feels so good. You're on the Red Rock. If anyone has been to Killbear, you certainly know what I'm talking about. And of course, those iconic trees. But I also have to say, Jesse, up in the Kawarthas, Stony Lake is so much fun, especially if you go in August. It's actually pretty warm. Have you ever been tubing before?
No, I need to get out and do that.
Oh, it's so much fun. Put it on the summer bucket list. Now, Jesse, not everyone is going to have this perfect Instagrammable lake view this weekend. We've got some interesting weather to get to, don't we?
We do. Let's start off across the west, Rachel, because this is unwelcome snow and ice that's occurring across southern Saskatchewan. It already swept through southern Alberta just yesterday. Much needed rain continues for southern Manitoba into tomorrow. So not great conditions for our long weekend, at least to start across portions of the west.
You got it. And then in the east, we are watching the heat continuing to build, yes, but also the instability is there. The thunderstorm risk arises as well. So now you are in the know. Everything you need to know about those beautiful lakes as we go into the long weekend.
Here at the Weather Network, we're always up bright and early to bring you the forecast. But from May 31st to June 6th, employees at the Weather Network will be rising with the sun to raise money for the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. As part of CAMH's Sunrise Challenge, we'll be sharing our early morning activities for an entire week and hoping that Canadians will join in as well. When the challenge begins, show us how you're starting the day by sharing your morning photos and videos on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram using the hashtags #ShareYourSunrise and CAMH Sunrise Challenge.
There's cleaning at 10%. Then there's cleaning at 99.9%. Pine Sol kills 99.9% of germs, including the COVID-19 virus.
How will you know when you've made it? Will you look the part? Will you be able to feel it? Will you be able to do more than you thought you could? Or will your next destination already be in sight, behind the wheel of your GMC Terrain? Employee pricing is back. Get up to $2,000 total price adjustments on a 2021 Terrain SLE Elevation, or up to $3,900 on a 2021 Acadia Denali.
We don't just build cars, we move people. We went electric before it was cool, and then made one of the best-selling models on the planet. We redefined the SUV and brought swagger back to the sedan. This is the Nissan Sentra, with tech that fits your life. Tech to help keep you on track or stop you in them. Make your move in the Nissan Sentra.
You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the forecasts for your area. To upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com.
This local forecast has been brought to you by Go RVing Canada. Just remember, your life is more than a to-do list. Go RVing Canada can help you live your wildhood. This program is brought to you by Share Lawyers.
It was a hot one yesterday. Pearson International Airport reported 29.9 degrees Celsius. If you love the heat and humidity, just like this little one running around, we have more in store for our long weekend. We have a plume of moisture that is originating from the Gulf of Mexico, actually. It's being steered by this ridge of high pressure that is centered over the lower Great Lakes, and that moisture stream will continue to provide heavy amounts of rain for northern Ontario. But across the south, we are still dealing with UNX values into the low 30s for this afternoon. And with this heat and humidity comes the unstable air mass that will continue to sit over our region. Fast forward into Saturday morning, isolated scattered showers, lots of cloud cover pooling in. And then as we head into the afternoon hours, notice all that storm energy that gets going. And that's why we'll likely see the chance of some isolated thunderstorms roll through the region by the afternoon hours. This will likely encompass much of southern Ontario leading into southern Quebec. But I want to take you into the later half of the long weekend. This one, a sharper cold front that is, will sweep across the region sometime on Sunday, likely through the late morning, early afternoon hours. And this one also providing some unstable air as well. So the risk of thunderstorms across our southwest. If you are headed out, maybe walking your dog, ticks can be a major concern. Here are some health and safety tips.
Spring is here, and so are ticks. While they may be tiny, they can pose huge problems for your pet. Veterinarian Dr. Clayton Greenway has 5 little-known facts that owners need to know about ticks to prevent pain, suffering, and disease in your furry loved ones.
It can be as small as a fleck of pepper or sort of on the head of a toothpick. They start to feed on the blood of a dog or ourselves, and they engorge themselves. They get fairly large, kind of like probably around the size of the top of an eraser on a pencil. But the one we really get concerned about is called Ixodes, which is the deer tick, and that's the one that carries Lyme disease. But ticks can also carry diseases such as babesiosis, anaplasmosis, and something called Rocky Mountain spotted fever. It takes 24 hours or more for Lyme transmission to occur. I am scared to death of my kids getting Lyme disease, and so if I find any and I remove them within 24 hours, they're safe.
Tick populations have grown 10 times over the past 2 decades, with their territory expanding about 45 kilometers north each year. Why is this happening? Dr. Greenway says climate change plays a big role.
The ticks have become endemic. And so they're actually living now through the winter, and that's new information from about 2 to 3 years ago. Definitely climate change plays a role because ticks are active when the ground temperature is above 4 degrees Celsius or 39 degrees Fahrenheit. They can actually find spots and they can live up to 100 days laying 50 eggs a day. So we really want to avoid that scenario, and that's why we want to protect our pets against ticks, because it protects us against ticks.
Dr. Greenway advises pet owners to speak with their local veterinarians about different preventative measures. Keep your pets safe this spring and summer. For the Weather Network, I'm Leanna McLean.